Hello and welcome in to the Hill City in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's the Hornets playing host to the Mary Washington Eagles. The first home game of the season for the Lynchburg Hornets as they break in their home turf for the 2025 campaign. Joe Brennan joined alongside my good friend and colleague Ethan Morotsky. Ethan, we should have a great one on deck today, and it seems like this might be a get-right game for a Hornets team going to get up against a very, very talented Mary Washington squad.
Yeah, Mary Washington starting off the season 2-0, a great start, and you also have to note that those two first wins that they took were also ODAC teams, and now you've got a ranked opponent in Lynchburg. And on the other side for Lynchburg, you're coming off of a loss against a really great ranked opponent in Bates, number 8. As we look at the stats, Mackenzie Prophet, she's been doing fantastic this entire start to the season. 2 goals and 2 assists. She's really kind of the front runner on that line that you really want to pay attention to.
Yeah, Prophet, one of the 2 real studs that this offense provides. Last year she was a second-team all-conference selection and one of 2 NFHCA preseason watch list players alongside her fellow forward in Scott, who was the conference offensive player a season ago. Those 2 have really, really ramped up this offense. But Prophet specifically, she'll have a very tough matchup today going against one of the best defenders in all the ODAC.
Yeah, Allie Freeman, number 7. You really want to keep your eye on her. She, like you said, one of the best defenders in the ODAC. You can even make an argument that she's one of the best defenders in the country at this point in her career. Somebody that you're going to be wanting to cover the best player on the team. You ask her to do something, she's going to do it, and she's going to do it, and she's going to just throw her heart out onto the field.
Yeah, and this is a Lynchburg squad that isn't necessarily going into this game and saying we're going to bracket or double the best players in the field. We think we have the defensive talent to go man-on-man and really shut down those key scorers. And as we talked about, I mean, this is a Lynchburg team that is looking to prove something after falling to a really strong Bates squad.
Yeah, and it was a really close game just the entire way, a huge nail-biter. Lauren Mark getting the sole goal for Lynchburg, but it shows you they're competing with the top teams in the nation. Lynchburg is obviously in the top 25, but you go up against number 8. I mean, that's a big number that you see on your schedule, and you go into a contest like that thinking, I want to score a ton of goals. I want to be the best team. They couldn't come out on top, and now, like you said, this is a get-right game. You got to start getting your momentum back up. It is the beginning of the season, but now with the MPI out, you're fighting for a lot more than just record.
So with that, you talk about the talent of this Lynchburg team. Let's take a look at what they've got starting for us today, 1 through 11. That front line, it's Danny Kuhn, Maddie Schuchter, and Anna Dorestein, a real 3-headed monster, if you will, in that forward group for the Hornets. And Kanye Mazizi, Sar Prinz, Allie Freeman, and Lauren Mark in the middle with Mallory Lamb, Muir, and Stifler holding down that back line with Shai Schoons between the pipes in the cage for Lynchburg.
Yeah, really good squad that you're throwing out there. A lot of similar names from the last couple years. I mean, a lot of these younger talent that you've recruited really coming to show you why they came here to Lynchburg, and they're still fighting for their spots.
And the Eagles, loaded with talent. This is a squad that has dominated to start the season. They come in 2-0 after a 5-1 victory over Roanoke, followed by a thrilling 2-1 victory over Bridgewater. Grayson Scott and Mackenzie Prophet, who we talked about in the open, followed by Riviola, and then Lipton, Boucher, Jagchu, Royal, Lehman, Porter, Morris, and Winans in the cage for the Eagles. There's a lot of people that we can highlight in this game, but it's just so tough to not focus on that front line for this Mary Washington squad.
Yeah, the attack is going to be so huge against a team like Lynchburg, where it just feels like defensively they've been studs in the ODAC and the nation, but they're with Prophet up front and Scott right by the side of her. It's going to be a tough matchup for both squads. They're going to throw everything they got, all their moves, dribbling, everything. I mean, we expect a beautiful matchup. Again, first 2 wins that Mary Washington had were against ODAC teams. They're going to try and make a statement through the entire conference, as I believe it's 7 of 8 of their first games are ODAC squads. So it should be a fun beginning of the schedule for Mary Washington.
And this is an Eagle squad that has a great mix of veteran leadership and young talent. But when you look at that starting lineup, I mean, it's mostly upperclassmen with juniors and seniors.
Yeah, and those are the most important, obviously. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Your upperclassmen talent are so important, not only just because they're going to have what they do on the field to show your coaching staff and everything like that, but you've got your younger talent that you're going to have. And that's exactly what they went through that entire process, too. They were underclassmen that had to kind of shine their light out on the field and become that upperclassman captain, and that's exactly what we're going to see here from Mary Washington.
Action coming your way quickly. We'll step aside for the playing of the national anthem. Stick with us. Hornets, Eagles, coming live on FloSports.
Of 6 siblings, and they look up to me. I'm setting the tone. I get to develop myself, make myself a better individual, but also I'm helping future generations, not even my family, but just future generations in general. I found my passion here. I found, the love for what I want to do. I've just really had an amazing time here. It's changed, my outlook on life. You don't have to be famous to change lives. You don't have to be on the big screen or whatever. I change lives now, and I hope to continue to do that. Just same way that the University of Lynchburg has changed my life for the better.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
Welcome to the Campus Recreational Department at the University of Lynchburg. We believe in a student-centered approach to recreation, making sure that all students have fun and engaging activities that promote.
And we welcome you back into Schellenberger Field here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Joe Brennan, Ethan Morotsky here with you. Mary Washington coming into this contest undefeated through their first 2 games, both against ODAC opponents. And Ethan, they'll get a real good taste of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference to begin their season.
Yeah, and I think that's why you can't take the beginning of the season with a grain of salt, because the ODAC is one of the toughest conferences in the country throughout every sport that you have around in the United States. I mean, it's always tough. You got teams that are always in ODAC or in national championship tournaments. So these first games for Mary Washington are so huge.
And not just familiar with the ODAC, but quite familiar with Lynchburg as well. Lynchburg has won the last 4 meetings between these two sides. They control the series 21-18-1. The Hornets got the best of Mary Washington a season ago, 2-0.
Yeah, and when I was playing also at Lynchburg, you really looked on what's the last couple of games that we've played against the squad that you're going up against. And Lynchburg's going to be thinking, oh, we've really dominated the last couple years. We're going to keep our foot on the gas pedal. And if you're Mary Washington, you got to think the complete opposite. It's time to turn things around. We have had success to start the season, and we want to keep that success going.
And Lynchburg, Mary Washington underway. The first home game of the season for the Hornets.
Yeah, should be an exciting matchup. Always amazing to play against Lynchburg at Schellenberger Field. And it's just the atmosphere, the culture that you have around you, and you know that you're going to get a tough matchup with any squad, especially field hockey with really the last couple decades with how good they've done under Coach Enza Steele, and you got Coach Jenny Relaford trying to carry on that tradition as she coached under Enza Steele as an assistant coach here at Lynchburg, took on the head coaching job last year and did a fantastic job for her first season, and now we're going to hope to see it continue.
Yeah, you're talking about coaching changes. Also a new assistant this year for the Hornets. Lauren Zimmerman joins the staff, coming from the NESCAC, and she really brings a new perspective to this Lynchburg squad. She's also had a big influence in Lynchburg's change in press this season. That's really been a big thing that's been highlighted through those first 3 games for the Hornets.
Yeah, and I really like that change-up of play. I mean, when you put pressure on the defense and even on the offense in midfield and the other ends of the grass, I mean, it's just sometimes the defenders don't know what to do, and that's why I love pressure really in every sport, especially field hockey.
Oh, that full field press really started to give Bates some trouble in the second quarter of Lynchburg's most recent game. And if you can give Bates some trouble, obviously you can really give anybody in the entire Division III landscape some issues. And they were saying even after their scrimmage against a Division I opponent in Longwood, that press and that pressure was really creating issues for their opponents. Batted around on the inside, and we'll have our first penalty corner of the day.
And I really like how you mentioned it was just kind of a switch up, and I think that's the beauty of having some new coaches in your staff. You're not having the same exact team that you had last year. Some players will change up, some mindsets will change up, and that's really some positives that you get from bringing in a new coaching staff.
And it seems like it complements Relaford quite well. She's someone that ran this similar kind of press during her collegiate tenure at Michigan State. Ran a little bit of it as well with Enza, but not quite to the extent that we're going to see this season. Injection up top. Kuhn lets it fly. Lynchburg gets on the board early. A deflection off the stick of Prince.
A beautiful job from the offense right off of a corner. And like you said, deflection off of Prince. I mean, that was beauty. Went right into the top left corner, and there was no saving that.
Take another look at it. I mean, beautiful placement right there from Prince. She's someone that we're expecting to take a really big leap coming into her senior season. Last year was heavily involved in the offense, but you just get the feeling that this year she can really take an extra step and be one of those key cogs offensively for the Hornets.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's really what we were talking about earlier with the experience. She's played on this team for a couple years now. She's starting to get the ins and outs. It does change up a little bit, like we said, Coach Jenny Relaford taking over, but you also have to understand she was under Coach Enza Steele. So I imagine that some of the ways about the game that they go forward with is a little similar, but there is a bit of a change up, and I think that's why, like you said, Sar Prince is going to take a huge jump, is because she's played for both legends.
And we did talk a little bit about Lynchburg's change defensively already this season, but offensively, I mean, you go a year ago, really the big question mark on the offensive end was converting on those penalty corners. They got so many of them in 2024, but it felt like Balsamo was really the only one that had a high success rate on those opportunities. And now this season, I mean, that's how they scored their goal against Bates. They've had success with it in their trip to Ohio, and clearly already today, 3 minutes in, that's how they find their first goal.
Yeah, and I think that also just has to go with the fact that it is the beginning of the season. You're playing non-conference games against teams that you obviously you want to beat. You try new things up, see what you find successful and see what's not successful.
Now we'll see the first one of the day for the Eagles. Mary Washington with 12 penalty corners this season through their first 2 games. Injection to the center. One pass, a shot. That one nearly got past Schoons. A nice heads-up play from the Lynchburg defense to bat it away, but another attempt for Mary Washington now.
And I really like the play style that Mary Washington and the Eagles are using off this corner. It's a little bit of a tiki-taka pass, trying to find the perfect pass to a wide-open receiver and find the back of the net.
Once again, they go to the center of the box, an immediate swing. This one goes into the leg of Freeman. And a whistle on Mary Washington. Lynchburg wants to move quick. Prinz down the near sideline for Schuchter. Hornets have numbers. Schuchter out in front. Pass to Dorestein on the doorstep. Can't put it through. That's about as good as a look as you're going to have.
Yeah, really good, beautiful setup from the Lynchburg squad. Really great, and that's where the pressure comes from. So much pressure, and you're allowed to get a counterattack and just unload everything, sprint down the field. A beautiful pass from Maddie Schuchter in between the legs of her defender, finding an open forward. It just unfortunately couldn't go their way.
We're so used to seeing Dorestein convert on those kind of attempts. Had 6 goals last season, already with a pair this year, both of which came against DePaul. She was a all-conference, all-state, all-region selection a year ago. The Netherlands native. And that kind of break, 3-on-1. How about the pass as well from the England native in Maddie Schuchter, who's made that transition to a midfielder to that forward position after this Lynchburg team lost a lot of their forwards from a season ago, both from the portal and from graduation.
Yeah, I spoke to her a couple weeks ago, and really the main thing that she focused on is the fact that she said, I'm going to be everywhere on the field this year. Because I asked her, how she's feeling going into her sophomore year, and she said, well, I'm pumped because I get to play everywhere, and that's something that I don't normally do. And so I really love the way that they're using Maddie Schuchter.
Excellent pass for Scott. She's tackled. A whistle allow him to regather. Balsamo and Freeman applying pressure. A little bit of daylight. Now Mazizi finds herself in a battle that she wins. Pass downfield. Trying to connect with Christian Berry. Talk about new faces on that forward line. The freshman Christian Berry expected to have a really, really big season this year for Lynchburg. She's got some wheels on her, Ski.
Yeah, we've heard nothing but great things about her. We fully expect as the season rolls on, she kind of eases her way into the squad and seeing more minutes game after game. We expect a lot out of her.
Lynchburg trying to keep it on their side of the field. Slow roller from Azizi's intercepted, and Lamb tries to get in the mix. And a whistle on her. Now a host of white jerseys heading south. Entry pass, the shot deflected. Avery Watkins, a brick wall right in front of it.
Beautiful job. She was 2-on-1, just had to get by the defender and the goalie, and she had a wide open space, just really shut down by Watkins.
Jack Chu, her pass taken away by Mazizi. Watkins will gallop forward. Looking for Dorestein. Those two can't connect. And Royal the other way. Whistle on Humphreys. Pass over for Scott, goes underneath the stick, and a turnover from Mary Washington.
I really like how both these squads are playing so far in the opening quarter.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Just a lot of pressure. They're allowing the pressure in, which just opens up so much space upfield when they do get a turnover, and that's why we've seen like 3 or 4 fast breaks from both these teams.
Ball up top for Mary Washington. Boucher. Once again, another turnover. Good swing, ripped away by Boucher. Now curling down the right side. Looking for the cross. Kicked away from Scoons.
A really great decision to come out of net a little bit. Just a slide, a kick save, and a beauty from Skunes, and now she holds off this Eagles offense.
Skunes was really the go-to keeper for Lynchburg last season, but missed her fair share of time during this season with a concussion. Allowed Samira Garavi to get between the pipes for a while, and she really had a stellar campaign during Skunes' absence. And it's something we've talked about all season long across a variety of sports is this team's got so much depth, which is a great problem for a head coach to have. Into the circle. Looks like a foot on Lynchburg.
And going back to the depth, I completely agree. I mean, like you said, Josh started off majority of the season and then due to a head injury had to step out for a little bit, but Garavi stepped up. And I love that mindset from teams there where if somebody gets hurt, even if it's one of your better players, your headset or your mindset has to be, hey, this is the next person up. And if you are that next person up, this is a perfect opportunity for you to show your coaches why you're on this team.
Nice little crossover from Watkins. Tries to thread the needle and put it in a shoebox for Balsamo. Those two can't connect. Now down the near sideline for Scott. Weaving her way through traffic. A big swing downfield. Looking to connect with Craddock. It rolls out of play. Dorstein has it stripped. Over for Boucher. Tight defense from Muir. She's one of the veteran leaders on this squad and really a vocal leader on that Lynchburg back line. And right now the Hornet defense is going to have to step up once again for the third penalty corner today.
And that's the problems that you get sometimes with absorbing the pressure that the Eagles are giving you right now is it seems like everybody just starts to crash the net, and it also allows more passes to go out there, and that's exactly how Mary Washington has gone about their offense. It's tiki-taka. They're trying to find the perfect pass to find an open net.
First two times they went to the center of the circle. They'll go there for a third. Profit unloads. Profit! The equalizer. Knots us up at one apiece.
A ton of traffic in front of the net, and you just whip that ball in there. It's bound to be kicked around, find a couple shoes, and it just gets right past Shy Skunes at the net.
The local product in Profit out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Went to high school at Mountain View. She's been nothing but an absolute playmaker for this Eagles squad during her collegiate tenure. And a big goal right there to tie us up at one in the first quarter against a top 25 opponent.
Getting that first goal out of the way is so important. Kind of get the nerves as a beautiful, almost a beautiful interception from Lynchburg forward.
And it really feels like the key aspect to this game is what's going to happen on Mary Washington's circle, where Lynchburg's defense really needs to show if they can slow down a squad that has been firing on all cylinders. I mean, they look like offensively they're in midseason form.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of the huge components of an offense that just puts so much pressure on the other team is you have 4 or 5 or even 6 players that have that killer instinct. They want to score a goal more than anything, and they're going to do whatever they can so that they can get it.
Yeah, averaging 20 shots a game. It's truly outstanding to see what they've done. And such a big element of that, Ski, is going to be limiting those penalty corner opportunities because this is a team that can convert and do so in a very efficient manner.
Yeah, you don't want any set pieces to go in or any of their – you don't want to give them any time to relax or think about what's going on. You really want to take everything fast, and that's what both these squads have been doing lately.
4 penalty corners thus far for the Eagles. They converted on their most recent attempt. This will be the second of the day for the Hornets. A lot of times we like them see, they like to go to the top castle. Freeman will swing it to the wing. Muir unloads. Freeman the rebound. A fight for it. And this will be another penalty corner for the Hornets. And a lot of times you see these penalty corners just come in bunches because you get it in that zone. It gets so congested and clogged up that another foul is really likely to occur.
Yeah, 100%. And what I love about what Lynchburg has done every time that they've gotten their corners, they play it quick, but if they get possession, they hold it. They try and spot any weakness that you have on that defensive line.
Kuhn, entry pass, Prinz, backhand. Got it through! A pair for Sar Prinz in the first quarter.
Just a beautiful piece of work from Prinz. Gets her brace for the match, and it's just a beautiful dribbling that they were doing. It was just like what I said before the corner. They like to take in a lot of the pressure on the offensive end too, kind of spot the weaknesses. Prinz, as soon as she saw that goalkeeper going out, she said, I'm going to dribble out, and I'm just going to loft this one into the net.
We said we were expecting a leap in her offensive production this season, wasting no time in her home opener. This one sent sky high. Watkins corrals. Near side for Prinz. She'll reverse the field. Back over for Muir. Watkins sends it down the near sideline. Prinz collects. Now is Schuchter to the cross midfield. Showing off the wheels. Moving it downfield. Smart pass over for Prinz. And another whistle on Mary Wash. Hornets will retreat and get set up in their offense. Looking to get it into the circle. Good defensive play made on the far side of the field. Intercepted by the Eagles. A fight for it right now, back and forth, but Mary Washington just looking to get it out of the way. You really need a clearance right here.
Yeah, it's really been going back and forth in terms of possession as Lynchburg takes over yet again. I really want to go back and just highlight the run that Maddie Schuchter was making on that left wing. Yeah, she turned and burned, but Morris really just kept up with her the entire time, and every time that Schuchter turned around, she had two-tone to help her out. That's really great defending.
Last touched by Kuhn out the end line. I'll try and go through the middle. Ricocheted off a Lynchburg midfielder. Out of play. Mary Washington now can reset. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first frame. They'll reverse the field. Here comes Schuchter. Oh! Almost had nothing but green turf right in front of her.
It just slightly overran it. She had a great read on that back pass. Again, overran it just a little too much, and Mary Washington really got away with one.
I mean, that's one of those plays where your eyes just light up like a deer in headlights looking upfield. Now Kuhn with some daylight. She'll slow the tempo, post down her defender. And a whistle on Kuhn.
Caught a little bit of the foot there. Another really great job turning possession over from Lynchburg and gives them another fast break. Just a small error in the hemisphere.
Under a minute to go. Mary Washington still trying to get in that Lynchburg circle. We haven't seen it there since their goal on the penalty corner about 6 minutes ago.
That second goal from Prinz, and ever since then, we've really seen the ball mainly in this middle half of the field. It's just gone back and forth between the Eagles and the Hornets, and really it almost feels like it's going to come down to who can get that fast break, find that perfect pass in the circle, get yourself a goal to tie it up.
Under 10. Looks like this one's just going to burn out. 3 shots from each side. Lynchburg converts on 2 of them, both via Saar Prins. And the senior from the Netherlands has Lynchburg out in front. 2-1 as we head to the second.
Promotes wellness, personal growth, and community building.
Our team works to provide a variety of recreation opportunities for all our undergrad and graduate students.
Let's take a look at the different areas of campus rec. Campus recreation covers all outdoor recreation. Our team offers dozens of trips per semester, maintains recreation facilities on campus, and offers outdoor certificates and leadership training.
Intramurals is open to all students who wants to play on a team. We have men's, women's, and co-ed leagues for each sport we offer.
Those looking for next level competition can join club sports. These are student-led organizations with the support of campus recreation. You can join one of our established club sports, or you can start your own with our support.
Campus recreation offers an excellent amount of opportunities to stay active, make new friends, and develop new skills. We hope to see you soon.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
I wanted to be a physical therapist probably starting about halfway through college. I love the concept that exercise is medicine. You know, we're starting to discover that exercise really can remedy many of the things that we thought that only surgery or only drugs could remedy in the past.
And we welcome you back into Schellenberger Field. Joe Brennan joined alongside Ethan Morotsky. 2-1, Lynchburg out in front. Both goals from the Hornets have come from Saar Prins. I mean, it's been a fun one so far, but we were talking about it towards the end of that first quarter. Lynchburg really started to maintain possession towards the back half of that frame.
Yeah, it was a lot of going back and forth. We saw a ton of counterattacks in the beginning of that first half of the first quarter. And like you said, Lynchburg kind of just took over sole possession and went back and forth in that middle section a ton. But Lynchburg, as of right now, up 2-1, so everything looks good. But I would say that both these squads, they came out firing.
Profit, our player to watch coming into this affair with the lone goal for the Eagles thus far, her third of the season. Now up to a grand total of 8 points for Mary Washington as well. And she's coming off a conference player of the week performance.
I really love what Lynchburg is doing. They're, like we talked about earlier, soaking all the pressures. That one gets away, and now it's in the Eagles' hand.
Oh, an opportunity right out in front. Schoons kicks it away. Still not out of trouble. And Scott punches it through.
Really,
another great response from Mary Washington.
And a really great job. I mean, Lynchburg, if you see that they're soaking up all the pressure, obviously, yeah, it's for bringing the forwards up for Mary Washington and opening up some space. But an errant pass, or in this case, an errant kick from Schoons, I mean, it's just you take advantage of it, you get an open net, and that's exactly what Mary Washington did. Now we have an even better ball game.
The two primary concerns for Lynchburg defensively coming into this contest were allowing penalty corners, which we've seen 4, one of which turned into an Eagles goal, and the rebounding. That's how Bates scored their 2 goals in the most recent affair, where you've got a lot of players that are just kind of ball watching, not necessarily matching up with somebody or going for the loose ball, And you see Mary Washington take advantage of that with an excellent rebound put in by Scott.
Oh, absolutely. And like we said, the kick from Schoons at first couldn't really get out of play. Looked more of like a clearance kick. And then when they put even more pressure in the circle and got close up personal, we saw another kick from the goalkeeper. And it just, again, found some traffic, couldn't find a way out. Maybe some people ball watching, like you said. And the Eagles are going to take advantage of that 9 times out of 10.
And that's why we put so much emphasis on the right half of the field today. You feel like you know what Lynchburg is going to bring you offensively. This is a squad that's going to score 3-4 goals today. You just have that sense of how their offensive personnel matches up with Mary Washington. And they have a you don't want to call it a clear, but somewhat of an advantage on this half of the field just in terms of what they can bring with 3 players that could all end up on all-region squads, whereas this Mary Washington offense, you could argue, is one of, if not the best that Lynchburg has seen this season, and they just played a top 10 team.
Yeah, I completely agree. It seems like the full field pressure for both these teams are working out for each other. It's going to come down to who can convert that close opportunity that not everybody else would be able to score. It's those goals that Sar Prince scored or Prophet scored when she scored her first goal. You get those small opportunities that you can convert on. If you can be able to take advantage of them, that's really what's going to defer the outcome of this game.
It's been back and forth all day long. Doris Stein. Oh, nearly another tip in. And who? Number 4. You guessed it. She's been everywhere today in the circle for Lynchburg, really hunting for those deflection tip-ins. And off the stick of Dorestein, you know that's got some velocity behind it.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's that killer instinct that you want up front in your net. And that's exactly what you get from really everybody on this Lynchburg team, but especially Sar Prince today.
On the near sideline, a swarm of Hornets come in. Allie Freeman puts it out of play. Stribling. Trying to find Craddock. Nowhere to go. All roads are closed. To the middle for Kanye. Some fancy stick work.
Yeah, just a beautiful display from Mzizi, and that's what we get every time. It feels like she has the ball, and I think that's the perfect person you want up top of the circle on your corners. You want somebody that can control it and really do whatever she wants, whether she wants to pass it off to somebody else or just dribble around and find some open space.
It really does feel like she's got that ball on a string. Dorestein trying to weave her way inside. Shading to the top of the circle. Earns another penalty corner.
Man, I really like that play from Dorestein. She didn't see any open space towards the left of the circle. You just try and drive towards the right, find some space. If you can't, just try and flip one into the circle. And on that attempt, didn't go through, but you got yourself a penalty corner.
Mary Washington bench getting into a little bit. They've got some juice, man. This is their biggest matchup of the year thus far. We've got another big game on the docket. They'll play Shenandoah next. Kuhn inside and tipped away at the last moment. The Eagles escape another penalty corner.
And you can almost easily see that it's what Lynchburg's trying to do. They're trying to put some hot sauce on that ball off and just rip it towards the net and try and find a deflection that could possibly just cause some chaos and panic in front of the net.
Are you a Frank's guy? Are you a Buffalo guy? You like the habanero?
I'm actually not a big hot sauce guy.
Wow, how about that? Dorestein, you know she's all about the hot sauce. I mean, you look at her and Balsamo, I think those are probably two of the hardest hitting athletes that you'll see in ODAC field hockey.
Well,
I mean,
No,
they've got a lot of power.
I
mean,
completely agree with you.
You're a baseball guy. Those are your 3-4 hitters.
no, actually, that's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. That's just not. I just wasn't thinking that way, I guess. And that's what you're here for. You're here to open up my mind.
All about learning. Allie Freeman dashing towards the circle. Corkscrewing her way inside. A battle. And yet another penalty corner.
And there it is again. You're just flipping the ball into the circle, trying to cause pandemonium in front of the net. And it's exactly what they're doing. They're getting the penalty corners, and they're just trying to see if that ball can just suddenly land right in front of one of their attackers so they can just flip it into the net.
Pandemonium. I like that.
It's a good word. $1 million word.
Great word. It's an SAT word. Freeman to the castle. Controlled by Dorestein. Over to Kanye. Now Muir. A defender on her tail. Now Kuhn lets it go. Prinz was right there once again. Couldn't get his stick on it. And instead, Kuhn's shot ricochets off the goalpost out of play. That goalpost, always referred to as a keeper's best friend.
Yeah, the shot from up here in our angle, it looked like it was just going to find that goalpost and shoot in. But the millimeters, the centimeters of distance that you have to be perfect with, it just goes outside of the box.
Freeman, through 2 white jerseys, runs into trouble, and a collision sends it the other way. Great tackle from Prinz. Kuhn tried to keep it in bounds, couldn't corral it. And a host of substitutions getting ready to check in for the Hornets.
Yeah, fresh legs, definitely what you need. We're getting towards that close to midway point of the quarter, and some fresh legs sometimes is all you need. You need somebody that can just let it loose and just run down the field on a counterattack like we've seen Maddie Schuchter do a couple times.
They've got Balsamo, Humphreys, Short, Den Byman, and Christianberry all ready to check in. The freshman Den Byman will be the first one to come on. Stifler plays it back for Muir. Kuhn couldn't keep it in bounds. Eagles trying to operate in narrow windows. No breathing room whatsoever. Caught in a straight jacket, and Lynchburg takes it away. Now Schuchter and Dorestein collapse on a white jersey, but a whistle allows Mary Washington to get out of trouble. Excellent ball played up for Scott. I mean, it feels like there's just no room to breathe right now for Mary Washington. They're getting suffocated as they try and bring it across midfield.
And at the same time, they're putting that much pressure on Lynchburg when they're on the offensive end, and they're not letting Lynchburg breathe. That's why a majority of this game, it feels like we've seen only in the middle of the field because it's just going back and forth.
It's like a game of tennis.
I like that.
Because they go back and forth.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I figured you were more of a table tennis kind of person.
You know what? I'm actually pretty talented at table tennis.
Are you?
I would say so.
You strike me as somebody that'd be good at table tennis.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's
just the raw athleticism.
Yeah, it's the aura that you got.
Yeah.
I'm not a table tennis kind of person.
No aura farming required.
I'm a foosball kind of guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, love foosball.
That's great. Whistle. Lynchburg will take it in their direction. Two goals and 2 saves for each side, respectively, as this one's just out of reach for Stifler.
Yeah, as we see Christenberry on the field, it's almost a complete switch up of what she did the last rotation where she had minutes, where she was mainly on that right wing of the Hornets, and now she's playing on that left side. You really want to switch it up, and I like the decision to do that because it allows different defenders to have to play the same way, but it's also different because you're going at somebody else.
You know, it might be a coaching thing where they see a matchup that they think they could potentially take advantage of. Or also, you could have Short might just be a little bit more comfortable on that right side. These are all things that we'll slowly figure out as the season works its way. Doris Stein with long strides galloping downfield, taken away by Stribling, the junior midfielder, once again with a nice defensive stop.
And Coach Relaford wanted a whistle.
Oh, what a
Dorstein had the play. Yeah, beautiful dribbling from Allie Freeman, and that's honestly exactly why she's our player to watch. We do classify her as one of the better defenders in the ODAC and country, but, I mean, she can do it all.
Yeah, and you see the stick work and the footwork right there. I mean, looking like Spinderella. She might make you lose your slipper.
He's full of good ones.
Thanks,
today,
man. Home opener. We got a lot we can break out. Balsamo near sideline. Profit trying to push it upfield. And a whistle on Muir will allow everybody to trot closer towards the circle. Intercepted by Short. That could be costly. Doris Stein out and running. Doris Stein carving her way down low. Taken away. And a whistle gives the Eagles possession. Once again, they escape a transition opportunity from the Hornets.
Yeah, a great run from Dorstein, but even better play by Winans. Just beautiful goalkeeping. You know Dorstein's the type of player where she likes to drive onto the outside of the field, make her way towards the net, cut back in, try and find some open space on the opposite side of the net, and that's exactly what she did and read really well, and saving what could be a 3-2 ball game and keeping it tied.
Balsamo pokes it loose. Looks like that one hit the back of the twig. She'll head to the sideline. Prinz will take her spot. Freeman and Humphreys also checking out. For Mary Washington, Revolra comes in. Prinz for Doris Stein. Oh, 5-hole. Right through the legs. Lynchburg out and running. Doris Stein. The bouncing pass taken away. Lynchburg has done such an excellent job to get out in transition. Oh, hold on. Kanye trying to do it herself. Lynchburg has done such a great job getting out in transition, but converting. I mean, that's the third or fourth time today we've seen them really struggle to capitalize when they have numbers.
Well, that's what I talked about earlier. It's knowing that throughout ball games and seasons, you're going to have these small opportunities that you really need to take advantage of, especially against teams like Bates, number 8 in the country, like Salisbury, who are always going to be ranked high. Those are the opportunities you have to take advantage of. That's what makes the good teams the great teams. That's what makes the great teams the best teams.
Dorstein, big swing, kicked away. Lynchburg trying to get the rebound. And a whistle gives it back to Mary Washington.
I mean, we're seeing just class in the net. Winan's doing a fantastic job. She is everywhere in front of that circle.
Perfectly said. Fight for it. Prinz with it. Tipped away. Prinz recollects. The official will have her go back to the mark. Looking to go to the top of the circle. Knocked away. Lamb recovers. Under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes Mary Washington now the other way. The counterattack. Excellent feed. Here comes the cross. Nice defensive play from Watkins to pop it up. Or actually, no, pardon me, that was Stifler that got her stick in the cookie jar. Under 5. Got to uncork something. Couldn't ask for a better ball game through the first 30. Tied up at 2 apiece. Ethan, first half takeaways.
I think both teams are doing a beautiful job on both ends of the field. The defense looks great. The offense looks awesome. I mean, we're seeing shots on shots on shots. We're seeing a ton of runs that these players are making down the field. A lot of stamina being used. That's why you got fresh legs. So just a beautiful first half of field hockey that we're so lucky to see.
This one from Prinz made it 2-1. Gave Lynchburg the lead, and then once again, the Eagles responded to tie us up. 2-2, headed to the break. We'll be right back on LHSN and FloSports.
When the student comes here, it's because we believe in them, it's because we want them here, it's because we believe they'll be successful. The faculty here are devoted to their development, not only academically but also professionally. We're not so inundated with things that we don't have time to make students one of our highest priorities. We have your back. We're gonna help you through that. If you're willing to work, then we're willing to put the work into it and the effort to help you succeed.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
I was really attracted to Lynchburg primarily because my dad went here. He is an alum, so I kind of had that close tie of being interested in the school. And the school had what I wanted to study. I knew I wanted to help people in the area of health and wellness, so the health promotion program was definitely a program that drew me in, and from day one I've been in love with it, and I wouldn't have chosen any different. I have never had better professors or teachers in my life, and I think here at the University of Lynchburg, the professors definitely care about their students, especially in the health promotion department. These professors want you to be educated, want you to have the experience, and just want you to feel confident going into your career path following your collegiate education. You just feel like you're cared for here and that you matter, and that no matter what, at the end of the day, you're going to be successful, and the people here really want to be here, and everyone has a purpose, and it's just a great environment to be in.
Be ready for anything, okay?
Come on, let's go together! Together, let's go! Come on! Let's go, keep going! There is the death trip.
Straight?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Cool. Come on, there you go, come on. Don't give up. Good one. All right, guys, you see the meat grinder down here? Stay in the boat. Let's go. Oh, what you think of that? Woo!
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. Your professors have a wealth of experience working in the sport industry that they share with you in the classroom setting. Get in the game by getting your MBA with a sport management concentration at the University of Lynchburg. Just you now, Hollywood, here I come. Hey, I meant, yeah.
The real Lindsay Piper's here.
Autographs there later. Let's.
All right, my name is Joshua Carr. I am a senior. I am a theater major as well as a history minor. I love the arts. I love acting. I love entertaining. I live in 5th Street, the historic black neighborhood. The money came in, transfer, scholarship, all that. I appreciate that greatly. I pay my own tuition. I ain't got no help. I pay everything myself. I mean, I'm smart too. So they gave it like, you smart, here, here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that though. You come here to do a job. I came here to do a job. A student's job is to get that degree and make something of ourselves. We got everything for you. We got you a 24-hour library. You got these sorority fraternities. We got the shoot for you. Is you gonna put it on? That's how University of Lynchburg is. Success is in the details. You know what I'm saying? It's like you learn it, know better, do better. What I love is they allow us to speak. They want our voices to be heard. They want us to talk. They want us to bring up the discomfort. They respect our point of views. They respect Black Lives Matter. They respect the LGBT community. They respect.
Through 30 minutes, we're all tied up at 2 apiece. Lynchburg got the first. Mary Washington responded. And then the same thing once again. Mary Washington and Lynchburg trading punches. It really has been a back-and-forth ball game thus far.
Yeah, I completely agree. And for Mary Washington, I mean, they've been putting pressure on them the entire game. The 5 shots to Lynchburg's 8, it just shows you that they're really firing on all cylinders, trying to find some open space. And you look at the corners, too. Lynchburg dominating 7-2. But again, those 7 corners, you've only converted on a couple of them. If you're getting that high of a number of corners, you got to figure something out in the long run.
Yeah, that 2 number on the corners is what we have in the official stats. But correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like we've had 3 or 4 from Mary Washington thus far, all of which really came in that first frame. They capitalized on their final opportunity in the penalty corners in the first, and it was Profit striking from deep. And they had that little rebound in the second quarter, and they were able to recover and punch in. It has been mainly Lynchburg ball, and they've controlled possession throughout this, but when Mary Washington has had opportunities, it feels like they've converted more times than not.
Yeah, and their mindset for this second half has to be, first half of game is over. It's 2-2. We're fighting with these people. We're fighting with a ranked opponent. Let's put some more pressure on them. Let's go as hard as we can, and let's score a couple goals and win a ball game. And then if you go on the flip side, Lynchburg, your main thought process after that first half is, okay, let's take a step back. We know how good we are. Let's play to our roots, and let's play some simple field hockey.
It is fascinating to see how each team can pull away positives and negatives from an offensive perspective through those first 30 minutes, because if you're Lynchburg, you feel great with the amount of opportunities you've had. You just want to capitalize them on a more efficient rate. Meanwhile, for Mary Washington, it's the exact opposite. You haven't had many opportunities, but when you've had them, you've taken advantage of it. This is a ball game where right now it feels like Lynchburg could be out in front 5-2 with all those fast break runs they've had.
And then you look on the other side, it looks like later on in this ballgame, it wouldn't be surprised if Mary Washington goes up a couple goals and keeps it close. I mean, for Lynchburg, a lot of it has to do with, you want to have a cluster in the circle. You want to be able to redirect anything. But at the same time, you got to keep the other team on their toes.
Big swing, almost took out Kuhn. She's still down. Slowly gets back up to her feet. That one's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, really tough on the shins as we see her limping off. Maybe, we'll see somebody else head on to the field.
Yeah, she just took a pearl right to the calf. Azizi with some nice stick work. Tried to feed Mark in the corner. She gets tangled up.
And Mark, the lone goal scorer in their last matchup against Bates. Trying to see if she can have an impact on this second half.
Lehman turns it over. Mark reclaims it for the Hornets on the near sideline. Played back for Lamb. Lamb entry pass. Skips over the stick of Schuchter.
And good play from Lynchburg. You want to get a little bit closer, but just firing anything. Again, it just seems that every time that they've got people in the circle, they're trying to just whip it in and find a rebound. As you go back and look at Sar Prince's first goal, that ball was whipped in by Dorstein and just deflected into the top corner.
Lynchburg looking from the ZZ. You can see Kuhn on the near sideline getting some treatment. Seemed like she's getting that right ankle taped up, actually. She's got the cleat off. athletic training staff, which is phenomenal here at the University of Lynchburg. Got Alexis helping her out. Near sideline. Lamb strips it away. And a whistle on Revolra. Lamb right down the line. But a bad bounce pushes it out of play.
Almost a really great pass, great forward pass onto that right wing. Peterson just couldn't catch up to it.
Dish to the near side. Orchestrating in narrow windows. Lamb takes it away. Mark, a nice little bounce to herself. Into the circle. Through the legs of a defender in Porter. Out of play. Lynchburg maintains possession. Freeman driving through white jerseys. Entry pass tipped up and out of play. That time it was Grace Peterson.
Yeah, beautiful job from Allie Freeman to keep control. And there it is again, just another ball whipped in towards any part of the net and tried to take a deflection. Just went just outside of the posts.
Prince. Now Mary Washington. They'll continue to march downfield. Long pass, looking for the forward. She's out and going. Daylight kicked away by Scoons. Now the clearance. Schuchter maintains it cleanly. Now Dorestein. Those long strides. Coming across to her right. Another eagle on her tail. Big swing, but missed it all.
Both great runs from both these teams down that far right side for the Eagles. Just a really great job by Scoons to come out and just put any sort of her body onto the ball. And then right back at the Eagles, you had the Hornets going on the complete other side. Dorestein making a long run, a great pass from Schuchter ahead of her. I mean, Dorestein, she ran from her own half all the way to that left wing, cut in towards the right side of the goal. I mean, that's a ton of running that you got to do.
The entry feed for Dorestein earns yet another penalty corner for the Hornets. That's their 8th thus far today. We're starting to see more fans slowly trickle in as practices let out. It is great to see the support back on Schellenberger Field. We had women's soccer kick things off this last weekend. Men's soccer will open at home this upcoming Saturday. We're back, man.
And it's the best feeling in the world. Sports are back.
To the interior. Another whistle on the Eagles. Now the 9th penalty corner today for the Hornets.
And we talk about how the sports are back. I don't think, and now of course I am biased, but I think Schellenberger Field is one of the better displays when you've got your fan base out there on the other side of the track, especially for those Code Red games and when it comes playoff time.
This one flirting with that goal line. Azizi regathers. Now Muir in the circle. Whistle against Lynchburg. And, you know, the last time we were out here on Schellenberger Field for women's field hockey, it was a whole lot of dancing when the clock hit 0. Lynchburg won their final home game on Schellenberger in the 2024 campaign, an NCAA tournament victory over Susquehanna. Christian Berry right out in front. Met by a host of Eagles. Dorestein trying to push it through. And a white jersey in Caroline Porter, a senior defender out of Virginia Beach, gets a defensive save.
That's what you really love to see from Doris Stein. Loves running down the field, going on long counterattacks, but she's all about brute force when she gets in front of that net. She needs no fancy passes.
Last year, the Hornets were excellent on their home turf. Only one loss on the season. Fell to Shenandoah in the ODAC Championship contest. That one also an overtime thriller. Big swing. A boot from Lynchburg that got on it. Allows Mary Washington to reclaim possession.
Lynchburg, the last couple times they've been in their offensive end, they've done a great job getting the ball into that circle right in front of net. They're just trying to find that small bit of confidence just to knock that ball into the box.
We talked a little bit about Mary Washington's schedule to start off the season. 5 straight ODAC opponents after Roanoke and Bridgewater. Lynchburg here today, all 3 on the road. Then they'll have 2 at home against Shenandoah and Washington and Lee. And then you go out to Ohio for Denison and Ohio Wesleyan, and you're right back into ODAC action on the road against Randolph-Macon. Doris Stein controlling in transition. This time she'll slow it up. Crosses to her right. Feeds inside. Short. Puts Lynchburg back out in front by 1.
Just a great play all around, and we've talked about it really the entire time that Lynchburg's had the ball in the offensive end. Doris Stein, just a great job making a run, flicking that ball in the middle, and just getting a perfect pass in there to get an even better shot into the goal.
Callie Short with her first goal this season. Sarprin scored her first 2 of the season to get Lynchburg's offense started. This time around, it's the sophomore forward out of Delaware. And now you feel like it's only a matter of time until Mary Washington provides a counterpunch. It's been so back and forth like a pendulum all day long, Ethan.
Yeah, absolutely. And this team, they've shown fight, determination, grit, everything positive in that first half. They've just been really on the back foot. And now that you're down a goal, Lynchburg looks at this as a positive because you've got to start bringing people upfield. You've got to tie that ball game up. You do not want to lose anything. And so this is going to bring the Eagles even more forward, and this is a positive you get at this. The pressure can cause some errant passes to where you can go on a break.
What's so wild is you look at the forward Short a year ago, scored 4 goals in her freshman campaign. You know, we keep harping on it, but the expected increase in production is Sarprin's, who's already surpassed her goal total from last year when she notched 1. It's been a fun one today, and it really hasn't been the big offensive names that we're accustomed to seeing in the Lynchburg box scores with names like Doris Stein and Schuchter and Kuhn.
And I think that's really the mindset, is a huge breakaway for Short.
Callie Short, nobody's home. Callie Short can't get it through. Another defensive save. This time it's Elizabeth Stribling. Nevertheless, a penalty called on the Eagles. Lynchburg will get yet another penalty corner, now in double digits in that column today.
And another great job by Winans in goal. You're one-on-one with Short heading towards you. You just close all opportunity of any open space to be able to take a rip. So a great job. Just now you got to head to the next part and defend this corner.
Schuchter for Prinz. Looking inside. Nothing's there. And another great defensive stop from the Eagles. Take another look at that opportunity that Short had. Nice heads-up play from the defender to sneak between the cage pipes, not let anything through. Out of bounds, last touched by a Hornet. And then let's look ahead a little bit to Lynchburg's schedule. You really do have a challenging slate on deck for Relaford and company. You have your Sinus in a neutral site competition this weekend. A top 20 team on the NPI, then Susquehanna, another tournament team that's gotten off to somewhat of a slow start, but that's going to be a really fun one, a rematch here on Turner, and then York and Swanee to close out those next 4 games. And Lynchburg right now sitting comfortably in the top 30 in NPI, but this is a squad that is really looking to go higher and higher and higher. After checking in at 18th in the national preseason poll, Jenny Relaford described his team as an underdog.
And I completely understand why. And when you get that high in the rankings, that shot saved by Schoons, a cluster in front of the net, trying to get it out anyway. A lot of sticks. Didn't hit around. Ball pokes free. And a great job by Lynchburg. And going back to your comments, it's tough. Obviously, it's tough when you get into the top 25, but what makes it even harder is that you've got to play teams that are around the same skill level as you, and that's where your preseason games come into play, where they're playing Division I schools, and you have a tough strength of schedule to start the season off, because if you're good enough, you're going to want to play better teams, and you're going to want to beat them and prove everybody wrong, and that's what Mary Washington, they're doing right now. They're playing tough early season matchups against ODAC teams, and they're putting up a fight against Lynchburg, trying to find their way through the MPI ratings.
Yeah, this is a squad entering their second season in the CFHC after being in the C2C conference with schools like Salisbury and CNU, so really accustomed to playing at that high skill level. Schoons with a diving save to get it out of trouble, but another penalty corner earned for the Eagles. So now you go to this new conference, and they're not going away from the smoke whatsoever. You've got the 2 teams that were projected to win a strong conference in the ODAC with Shenandoah and Lynchburg back-to-back at the top of your schedule. And then they really maintained you can call those rivalry games despite switching conferences with Salisbury and CNU, which they'll face later on in the season.
Yeah, and I really like when teams do that. You want a tough schedule because you want to show everybody we can beat the top teams in the nation, and like Mary Washington's trying to do today, but it helps you so much later on in your season because it gets your team up and running.
And not only does it give you a chance to face the level of competition that you want to be playing in early and late November, but it also gives you an opportunity to say, if we don't come away with a conference championship, we still have a great shot at receiving that at-large bid if you have those quality wins on your resume.
100%, and that's really the big reason why you always schedule a somewhat tough or even a really hard strength of schedule to start off your season.
Danny Kuhn working her way downfield, showing no signs of gingerly walking on that taped-up ankle. Freeman uncorks his shot. Whistle gives it back to the ladies in white. Seemed like she had a little bit of a shrug after the ruling from our boys in blue. Just about 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Seems like Lynchburg's just going to let this one wind down and walk out of 3 frames with a 1-goal advantage. Right now, the difference maker is Callie Short's first goal this season. Mary Washington, 15 minutes left to try and tie this one up.
Those, you know what I'm saying? That's what I love about my school. They respect that and they allow us to showcase and voice our expressions. I love the diversity here. I love the different interests of people here. I can act, dance, sing, box, play football. I can do it all. You know what I'm saying? I can teach somebody that doesn't know what I know, and that person can teach me something that I don't know that they know. That's what you get here. You get diversity. You get different people with different knowledge coming together, sharing information and helping each other out. That's what I love. That's why I say people. I love the people here. College, think about it. If it's not for you, fall back. If it's for you, go further with it. And University of Lynchburg will be that choice. It's gonna be right there. They're gonna make the shoe. They're gonna do what it do. It's up for you to put that shoe on. So that's what I say.
My name is Alexis Fabula. I major in criminology and I double minor in psychology and criminal forensics. My favorite part about Lynchburg is the friends that I've come to have. It's helped me come out of my shell more and it's helped me become the person I am and the student I am. I really enjoyed
And we welcome you back into Schellenberger Field. Joe Brennan, Ethan Morotsky here on behalf of FloSports. Lynchburg out in front by 1. Callie Short found the leading goal in the third quarter, the sole goal of that frame. And with that, we'll take a peek at the other scores around the conference right now. A whole host of games going on tonight. Shenandoah out in front by 5 goals over Hood. Randolph-Macon controlling by 2 against Barton. Virginia Wesleyan, Christopher Newport, Catholic Bridgewater both getting started right now. Those games began at 7 o'clock. It really feels like we're back, man. And once we get into conference play, that's just becomes a whole different ball game. Right now, all these teams are really just trying to figure out their identity.
Yeah, trying to figure out the kinks, dusting off the cobwebs, doing everything they can to get everything back in motion. And I think this is a perfect game for it for both squads. Both teams are showing a lot of great stuff on both ends of the field.
Danny Coon into the circle. Glove save made by Hyman. Linen's been money in goal tonight for this Eagles squad. Nazizi keeps it in play. Houdini getting out of a straitjacket. Entry feed across the field. Freeman collects. Freeman with a soft pass. Nobody's home. Out of play, Sarprinz will regroup.
And that's just a great job from Lynchburg. They're not letting this Eagles defense breathe even when they have the ball in their own defensive end. We saw Mazizi in the corner putting immediate pressure on them and keeping them on their toes. I mean, you want to go back and highlight some dribbling, and Mazizi's done it all.
Nice takeaway from Lamb. Now into the circle. That'll be another penalty corner. And what's so interesting, too, as we've talked about this Lynchburg offense so much today, that forward line, brand new faces. You moved up Kuhn and Schuchter. We've seen those two work really well with Dorestein both today and all season, but that pair and that tandem of Kuhn and Schuchter have not connected on a pass all season long, and they still have yet to do so today.
That's something that when you mentioned it earlier, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. You figure two people who have the ball a ton on the offensive end, you think they'd find each other once.
It comes down to so much of the need to gel and create that on-field chemistry. And those two have really taken big strides from where they started the season as adapting to a new position and a new system. Kuhn out in front, a breakaway, spinning back. Danny Kuhn puts Lynchburg up by 2.
Just a beautiful job reading the defense. You see that back pass towards really their left back at first hanging soccer turns. But she read that super well, Daniel Kuhn, and just posted it up in the top left corner of the box. Just an outstanding display of offense and keeping your head on a swivel.
Doesn't get prettier than that. And we've seen so many of those instances today where Lynchburg's press has been an inch away from creating that kind of solo breakaway chance where you could pick the pocket and run the table. And right there, they finally have it come to fruition. And Danny Kuhn just puts the cherry on it. Nice move. The Hornets are on fire right now. Dorestein cruising downfield. Dorestein, the rebound, can't collect. Oh, my goodness, she shot that one out of a cannon.
Another beautiful run from Dorestein. We feel like this entire second half it's been all Dorestein. A beautiful save again from Winan in the goal, and she's really keeping this defense afloat. Lynchburg poking at the door. They've got a 2-goal lead, and they've kept the pressure on. They're going to try and make it 3 and 4 soon.
Lynchburg looking to run away with it. 2 goals unanswered in the second half. They've really come out with just a different level of intensity in the last 19 minutes.
Yeah, they took that first half and everything that they went through, saw a couple things they were doing wrong and said, all right, let's go. Let's get back into this ball game. Let's get 1 goal at a time. You can't get a second goal. You can't get a 2-goal lead without the first one.
Mm-hmm. Here come the Eagles. Now they've got numbers. Mizizi, a heat-seeking missile, tracking her down, taking it away, earning the whistle.
Beautiful stick work from Mzizi, and another person who it just feels like we're always talking about in every single game for Lynchburg. She's just been really that young star that came onto the scene really early in her career and has just flourished so well onto this team. And it feels like everybody looks for Mzizi in the middle of the field.
And someone that doesn't necessarily jump out at you in the box score, but just provides so much great leadership. As the junior from Zimbabwe has just racked up accolades during her time with the Hornets. In her freshman campaign, she was second-team All-American. Not to mention the conference Rookie of the Year, first-team All-Region, and then once again comes right back at it in her sophomore campaign. A first-team All-Region selection, first-team All-State, second-team All-American once again. And someone that didn't necessarily have the most goals in the world, but had the big ones, and that's really what mattered. A handful of overtime golden goals that catapulted Lynchburg out in front to have a really strong season. Right on cue! Kanye Mazizi, #1 with her second goal this season.
It's like she had to have known we were talking about her. She said, You talk about my numbers, I'm going to show you up. And I mean, that was 100% going in the entire way. A beautiful shot from Mzizi.
And that was her first shot of the day as well. A one-take Jake.
Shooting 1,000.
Shooting 1,000. I mean, she's someone that's, just tougher than a $2 steak. Really has a whole lot of grit to her. And an individual that you really can't speak enough about in terms of her humility. When I asked her over the offseason, just, what does it mean for you when you achieve these accomplishments, despite maybe not having the most ideal success when it comes to NCAA tournament play, where they've gotten a handful of wins, but yet to really make that Elite Eight or Final Four push. But she was someone that said, I could care less. I don't care about the individual accomplishments. I don't care as much about the team accomplishments, in all honesty. I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to get an education, to learn from my great head coaches, and take all the knowledge that I gain here at Lynchburg back to Zimbabwe and help teach the game and grow the sport there. And someone that has been involved for both the U21 and the what they call ladies international or the national team at the Olympic Games. I mean, just heavily involved in the sport of field hockey in her country. It really can't be understated.
And as a coach, that statement from Mzizi, that's what you want. That's perfect. And that's what you want in a player. I mean, when we were talking to her for the preseason presser, she's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. She wants her teammates to do as well as her, if not more. And that's why she's a perfect midfielder for this squad, because she has a lot of the offense run through her, and she wants other people to score as much as she wants to score.
And just you look up team player in the Webster's Dictionary, I mean, you're going to see her face right there. I mean, truly the definition of just a glue guy kind of piece that you get in a roster that cares so much about everyone around her, and it truly is a treat to have her be involved with not only just the field hockey team, but all of Lynchburg athletics. With that being said, her goal puts Lynchburg out in front by 3, their largest lead of the day. It's been 3-0 Hornets here in the second half after a really competitive first 30 minutes, Ski.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great ball game. Both these clubs have so many positives to go off of after this. Lynchburg, as of right now, a little more positives as another great run finds its way in front of net.
The freshman, unguarded. Oh, sticks with it. And knocked away. Christenbury, one of the best looks she's had all day long. Great job sticking with it.
And you can already tell that the culture of Lynchburg field hockey is starting to get to her. I mean, as soon as that opportunity went away with another great save from Winan, as soon as that opportunity was busted, she kept her pressure on, and she was right in front of the face of the defenders when they had the ball.
Last time the Eagles were in this spot, it was a costly turnover that allowed Kuhn to go the other way. This time, rather than going through the middle, they go the far sideline, but it's the same result with a Lynchburg takeaway. Now you've got the entire Lynchburg men's lacrosse team on this sideline cheering on the ladies. It's a team that just started their fall ball activities.
Well, that's the best part about being a Lynchburg Hornet on Schellenberger Field. I mean, everybody comes and goes on the other side of the track, but you're going to have a lot of sports that are going to show you support, especially that men's lacrosse team.
See, I would have thought that the biggest advantage is that your dorm is 5 feet away. This is essentially your front yard. I mean, you get people that are sitting on the balcony up top just hanging out, doing their homework, and you get to watch. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
It is a great view. I can confirm that being on the balcony, you get a really great look at every game on Shelley.
Big-time stop from Stifler. Prevents a transition look for the Eagles.
I like how they're always on the track. That's one thing that I loved being here at Lynchburg. You get a little bit of that relationship with the player, with your fellow Hornet player on the field.
Hornets charging downfield. Christian Burry, once again, sticking with it, trying to find an opening. Poked out of play, last touched by the Eagles. Stifler popped up. Dribbling with it. Physical play bodes in their favor. Another turnover. Kenzie Reese will match up with Stifler. Patient offense from Relaford and company. Looking to walk out of here with a win. And extend that streak over Mary Washington to 5 consecutive. Into the circle. Kicked out of trouble by Scoons. In the far corner. Whistle blows it dead. Just about 3.5 left to be played. Hard swing for Mark. Collects it with ease. He's got trouble right on her tail. Stribbling. Can't disrupt it. Now the entry feed. Kanye with a nice tackle. Kanye driving inside. She gets a bump. But the whistle goes against her, an offensive foul.
Really great run from Lauren Mark on that right side. Getting by 2 defenders. And, I mean, that second one, I'm not even sure how she got that through.
Wizardry. Callie Short in the mix. She's already got 1 today. Kaylee Morris wins the battle. Now, if you're Mary Washington, obviously the second half didn't go in your favor, but you've got to feel pretty good about where you stand, especially through those first 30 minutes now that you turn to Shannon Doe.
Yeah, I think after this ball game, with Lynchburg out on top, Mary Washington, after they're obviously going to be upset that they didn't get the win, but your main thought process after getting a loss is what can we do better the next game that we didn't do great against Lynchburg? And you also have to think there are a lot of positives in this ballgame. We saw really great runs, really great defense from Winan in goal. There were a lot of things that we talked about for Mary Washington that we were very impressed with, and that is something that after a loss you take advantage of.
And you also came in today to play a Lynchburg team that just came in like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Like, this is just one of those get-right games where you feel like you could have or should have come away with a victory up in Maine against Bates. But it's one of those games where you just can't really describe what happened, just the ball didn't necessarily bounce your way. And they came in today, especially coming out of the locker room with a hunger to really, really make their mark today as they go into what we highlighted earlier on in the quarter with a extraordinarily challenging slate of games on deck.
Yeah, you got a rough strength of schedule at the beginning, but these are exactly the teams you want to go up against. You want to give your squad the confidence at the beginning of the season, so that way when you do get into conference play, you're at your best.
Ball's picked away from Truhat. And that will most likely bring us to an end here on Schellenberger Field. Clock winding down. Lynchburg will come away with a 5-2 win. The Hornets advance to 3-1 on the season. Meanwhile, the Eagles now go into that contest against against Shenandoah with a 2-1 record. And that can be their get-right game. Their first game in Fredericksburg.
Yeah, I mean, you had a tough one against a top team in the nation in Lynchburg, and now you've got Shenandoah, yet another ODAC team. You've already started to carve your way through the conference with 2 wins against Roanoke and Bridgewater, but after this one, you're thinking, we're really looking good. There are a lot of things that we did great in this ball game against one of the best teams in the country. You go into that game against Shenandoah with all the confidence in the world.
Well, we got things started today with an action-packed first quarter. It was Sarprinz that got Lynchburg on the board. Then Mary Washington came right down the field and responded with Mackenzie Profit coming off the penalty corner, just whipped it into the back of the cage. Sarprinz then added a second one on for the Hornets, and it was big-time saves from the keeper that kept him in this contest. But Sarprinz doing what she does best, ball in back of cage, gave Lynchburg the 2-1 advantage. Mary Washington's Grayson Scott then knotted us up at 2 apiece. But in the second half, it was all Lynchburg. Callie Short found the lone goal of the third period at the 39:09 mark. And then in the fourth, the Hornets kept on adding to their total. It was Danny Kuhn with a big-time steal that led to the slam dunk in the top left corner. And Kanya Mazizi closed it out with her second goal of the season to give Lynchburg a 5-2 win. Closing thoughts, Ski.
I thought we were treated to a fantastic game out on Schellenberger Field, the home opener for field hockey. Hopefully more wins to come for them. And Mary Washington, again, they had a great game. The scoreboard obviously says 5-2, but the Eagles put up a fight in that first half. Just need to lock in a little bit more in the second.
Lynchburg moves to 3-1 on the season. Their next game on deck, a neutral site contest against Ursinus on Saturday at 4 p.m. A top 25 matchup that you'll want to see. Men's soccer, women's volleyball, also here at home on Friday and Saturday. We'll have it right here on FloSports. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Till next time, have a good one.